Squash and stretch is characterized by an emphasis on speed, energy, weight, and quantity. By adding in squash and stretch to an animation, a sense of how fast or how slow an object or character is moving can be gained. When a character is squashed, it emphasizes a downward force. When a character is stretched, the energy and momentum is traveling upwards. The quantity of squash and stretch is dictated by the character. Squash and stretch can be utilized to aid with other principles such as anticipation. Anticipation is an important tool that is used in order to tell the audience what is going to happen next. Anticipation is often overlapping action and squash and stretch combined. For instance, in this jump pass, the character squashes down into a crouching position and looks up and forward. This is to demonstrate to the audience that this character is about to jump. This allows the viewer to easily follow the character as it jumps through the air. Another tool that is used to allow the audience to successfully follow the action with this scene is staging. Staging is mostly to do with the placement of characters and objects in relation to the camera. As you could see within this animation pass, the character is situated screen bottom left. This position allows for the action to be successfully animated without going off screen, as well as giving the audience an indication that the action will continue to screen right. In order to effectively animate out a sequence, two principles that are methods of staging out an animator's action are straight ahead and pose to pose. Straight ahead and pose to pose are a form of animation technique that animators use to get from the start of an action to the end. With straight ahead, each frame of action is drawn in a linear fashion. With pose to pose, the screen of the action are set out in a blocking pass. After each pose is set, then the in-between poses follow to finish off a polished animation. This brings us to going beyond those extreme poses and adding life to a character with the use of follow-through and overlapping action. Follow-through generates realistic motion by allowing extremities to follow through at the end of an action. For instance, this hand swings as it finishes the action of lowering from the hip. Overlapping action furthers this by offsetting the following through action as it falls behind. This follows through to slow in and slow out. Slow in and slow out allows for a realistic motion and timing within an animation. By beginning the action slow, speeding up, then slowing down again, the object and character follows a realistic movement. When using 3D animation, it is a good practice to utilize spline curves within the Motion Curves editor in order to effectively get a slow in and slow out motion. And in addition to slow in and slow out, arcs are utilized to further bring an animation to life. Every natural object or character completes actions in a circular motion. Arcs are used to generate this circular motion within animation. Within this weight shift pass, the character completes the action within a circular motion, as you can see by the dip of the hips. Following this, the motion of the character's body, when it finishes the action, there is a rounded follow-through. Secondary action can be used to further this motion. Secondary action prescribes to one action that is being carried out, as well as a different motion on top of that to further enhance the action. As you can see by this walk cycle, the character's arms are a secondary action that further completes the overall aesthetic of the animation. To follow on with this is timing, which is an integral aspect in generating intention. Timing is an important principle as it can be utilized with all the other principles to further the intentions of the character or object. As with this animation pass, the timing is slowed down as the character pushes the block in order to show the immense weight of the object being pushed. Along with timing, exaggeration can be used to bring the character to life. Exaggeration is the way that an animator can take their poses to the next level. To correctly utilize exaggeration, an animator needs to not just make the action bigger, but strategically enhance each pose within the action. As we put all of these different principles together, we come to the final principle, which is appeal. Appeal is the final animation brought to life. By using each of the previous principles, appeal can be used to further bring the action to life. Appeal includes further clarifying the action and showing personality.